Today I'm going to show you how to put the Thingino open source firmware on a $15 Cinnado D1 camera. Hey guys, it's Josh from the WL Tech blog. If you're new to the channel, I make videos about Linux, open source, hardware hacking, AI, and the Thingino open source firmware project. Today I'm going to show you how to use my new No Tools installer for the Cinnado D1 2K. If you're new to Thingino, I've got an introduction video on it here, but in a nutshell, Thingino is an open source firmware replacement for cameras using Ngenic processors that removes them from the manufacturer's cloud ecosystem and puts you back in control of your devices and your data. We support over 100 different cameras already, and the little Cinnado D1 here might be the least expensive way to get started. Now, I know I said this was no tools, however, you do have to do a little bit of disassembly, but you still don't require any tools. We need to see which processor's in this little guy, and they initially shipped with the T31 series and later upgraded to the T23. So if you're buying one now, you are almost certainly going to have the T23, but it's so easy to check, let's just do it, and we'll know for sure. Now, if you look at the camera right here, there's this little seam where the top meets the bottom. And all you have to do is get a finger in at just the top of the seam and give it a little pull. And then the top just comes right off. So what we're going to do, we're going to tilt the camera back, and right in here is the processor. Let's have a look and see which one we've got. So now we know we have the T23 on this. We can go ahead and put it back together, which is just as easy. You just get the top lined up and you just kind of pop it back together. That's it. Now you are going to need a micro SD card. It needs to be at least 128 megabytes. I'm using a 32 gigabyte card and an adapter here. And we're going to burn our image on it using Windows. So let's go ahead and jump over to Windows. Now, if you already have a SD card imaging software that you like, you don't need to use Rufus, but I'm just going to show you how to install Rufus and use it for this task. So you go to rufus.ie and it'll take you to the page where you will see your download options here. And this is Windows only. So if you're running Mac or Linux, you'll need to use a different tool for that. So we're going to grab Rufus 4.6 for Windows x64, get it downloaded. We're going to open, and we do want to allow it to make changes. Next, we want to go over to the Thingino installers repo, which you will find in the video description. We're going to go to Cinnado D1, and we know we have the T23, so we're going to go ahead and download that file. Click on it and then come over here and go to download raw file. It only takes a moment. I'll go ahead and minimize that. We're going to come over to Rufus. Our device is already selected, our 32 gig SD card. We're going to hit select here to pick our image. And here's our Cinnado D1. A nice thing about Rufus is we don't need to unzip the file first. It will automatically take care of decompressing the image for us. So once we have that, go ahead and hit start. And it's going to warn us. Click OK. And then this is very fast. It's a pretty small image on a SD card. So there we go. It is good to go at this point. You can go ahead and pop your SD card out. All right, here we are back in the real world. And we've got our Cinnado camera. We've got our freshly flashed SD card. Now to access the SD card slot, you just rotate the camera up and it's here in the bottom. Let's go ahead and push this guy in. It only goes in one way. I'm going to push it until it clicks. And all we have to do now is plug it in. Now we're going to do this in real time, so you'll be able to follow along at home. If you're ready, let's plug her in. Now you can kind of track what's going on here with the LED on the back here. Starts off orange as it's reading in the new firmware file, and in a second it's going to change. The method that we're using to flash this is actually taking advantage of a function of the bootloader that they use for factory firmware upgrades. So we just name ours to what they're expecting to see, and it picks it up and does a flash instead of booting. So you see we're flashing now. This doesn't take too long. It's only an 8 megabyte flash. And now you see we've gone dark. Now at this point, the flash is complete, and sometimes the camera will go ahead and reboot on its own. But if you don't see any activity within a couple of seconds of that going dark, just go ahead and unplug it and we'll reboot it manually. Let's go ahead and pop the SD card out as well. We no longer need that. And now we're going to plug the power right back in. You see you've got the amber light, and once it starts to boot up and initialize things, it starts to flash. I heard the IR cut. Here's the motor test. And it's just about booted up here, so let's go ahead and get our phone so we can configure Wi-Fi. So in your phone, go ahead and pull down your wireless network list. And we're looking for a network that starts with Thingino. And you see I've got one in there somewhere. There it is. Let's go ahead and jump on that. Now, if you're on an Android device and some other devices, it should automatically take you to, they call it a sign-in screen, but this is our configuration portal. If you're on a device where that doesn't happen, go ahead and open up your web browser and go to 172.16.0.1. That'll take you right to this page. So now we have a few things we need to set. We have the password for the root user. Put that in. Now that is the password that you're going to use to access the web UI, and also if you plan to use SSH. Next, we have the wireless network information. This is only supporting 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks, so make sure you're putting in appropriate credentials for one of those. Also note that the network name and password are both case sensitive. Once you get those entered in, you can hit save. It'll take you to a page where you can verify your options that you've set, make sure they look good. Go ahead and hit proceed. Then it takes you to kind of a summary here, and you can screenshot that if you want. Now the camera is going to save some of those settings, and it's going to reboot in just a moment here. There's the reboot. See it flashing as it boots up. Here's the IR cut. There's the motor test. Good. Put this down. We're going to give it a second to get logged into the Wi-Fi. If you want, you can get the camera's IP address from your router if you look at your clients list, or you can use the nice feature we have built in of just tapping the button and it'll read it out to you out loud.
IP address is 192.168.82.132.
So now we know the IP address of the camera. Let's go ahead and connect to it. It'll come up and ask you for your authentication information. Again, that's going to be the username is root and the password that you put in. And once you have that, you'll be taken to the front page here, which includes a preview. Now, of course, the preview page is just a preview. That is not a smooth video. You want to use the RTSP stream if you want smooth video. So that'll be it. This camera is now running the Thingino open source firmware. That was easy, wasn't it? I will put a link down in the video description to get this particular camera. They have a 3K model, which is not yet supported. That one, there is support coming, but don't buy it yet. You should be able to find this guy for $15 or less on Amazon. I've seen it as low as like $11. I bought quite a few of these myself because they are cheap and they are pretty good little cameras. They're not a high-end device like the Wok, which I have a link in the video description for that one as well if you're looking for something with a higher level of image quality. Now, if for some reason your flash did not go as smoothly as mine did, or you just want to hang out and join in on the project, check us out over on the Hackers Homestead Discord. Link for that is also down in the video description. All of the development team is going to be in there, and a bunch of our users are in there hanging out as well. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them down below. I definitely look at all those. And if you like this video, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If this sort of topic is something that you're interested in, give me a subscribe too. I'd really appreciate that. Got a few more install videos coming up in the next few days here, so make sure and check those out as well. And that's going to wrap this one up. So take care, everybody, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay fresh, cheese bags.